The morning air hummed with life. Birds greeting the sun. As Buddha beckoned me under the ancient Bodhi tree, "Sit, and let us reflect on the mind's dance," Buddha said, his voice gentle like flowing water over stone. "Imagine a pond, calm and still," he continued, its surface unbroken by the winds or whispers of the world. I closed my eyes, picturing the pond's serenity, the image seeping into my soul like sunlight warming a cold room. Now, Buddha's tone shifted subtly. "Imagine a pebble falling into this pond. Watch as the ripples begin their journey." I obeyed, seeing the concentric waves expand, colliding, fading. The picture unfolded vividly, accompanied by Buddha's presence beside me. "Life's moments are these pebbles. Small yet impactful," he spoke, voice resonant, disturbing the stillness of our hearts and minds. I nodded, pondering his words, reflecting on my own heart's ripples, stirred by both joys and sorrows. "We resist these ripples, denying their existence," Buddha said softly, grasping for stillness while clinging tightly to disruption. His gaze met mine, profound and unwavering, revealing truths hidden beneath layers of understanding and resistance. "The resistance stems from attachment," he explained. "Our yearning for permanence where impermanence is the law of the universe." I felt his words echo through me, stirring dormant thoughts, revealing the reasons for my own struggles with acceptance. "Come," Buddha said, rising gracefully. "Let us walk. The stream awaits to teach its own story of flowing wisdom." Following him, I felt the earth beneath my feet, grounding me as nature's symphony harmonized with Buddha's teachings. At the stream, its waters glided smoothly over rocks, rippling in endless patterns, bearing the tranquility of continuous motion. Buddha bent, lifting a pebble, and without words, cast it gently into the water's clear embrace. Ripples formed immediately, their edges dancing outward, expanding far before surrendering to the stream's original calmness. "Observe," Buddha gestured at the ripples. "The stream accepts the pebble's entry without resistance. Knowing all ripples eventually fade." I stared, watching the waves dissolve into stillness, marveling at how effortlessly the stream absorbed disruptions into its existence. "Our minds can mirror the stream," Buddha stated, welcoming life's disturbances without clinging or recoiling, allowing peace to return naturally. I began to question aloud, "But, Master, how does one learn this non-resistance when emotions feel impossible to let flow freely?" Buddha's smile held infinite patience. "Practice, my friend, and awareness. Begin by acknowledging the ripple's presence without attaching judgment to its existence." His teachings resonated deeply, peeling layers of misunderstanding I carried, shining light on truths about acceptance and impermanence. "Resistance intensifies suffering," Buddha continued, "for clinging to control defies the nature of life, which flows freely like this stream." The weight of his wisdom felt palpable, yet a reassuring warmth enveloped me, encouraging deeper self-reflection without fear. We watched the stream together, its lessons unfolding wordlessly, the flow embodying the essence of Buddha's teachings. "Stillness is not absence," Buddha noted, "but the harmony between movement and tranquility, between change and constancy." Closing my eyes, I meditated on his words, the rhythmic flow of water anchoring my scattered thoughts into coherent calm. "Do not fight the ripples," Buddha advised. "Welcome them. In acceptance, you will find peace blooming within." I opened my eyes, suddenly seeing the stream with newfound appreciation, its movement a metaphor for life's constant evolution. Buddha turned to me, saying, "Your awareness will become the bedrock on which wisdom and equanimity flourish." His gaze bore into me, instilling a transformative conviction, a willingness to embrace life's ripples as part of existence. "Resistance is born of fear," he spoke, "and fear thrives on illusion. Break the illusion, and fear dissolves into understanding. Feeling lighter, I sought clarity in the ripple's wisdom, finding reflections of my own challenges within their ebb and flow. Let us return now, Buddha concluded, but carry the stream's wisdom into every ripple life delivers. Walking back together, I absorbed the world's beauty anew, every sound, sight, and sensation colored by Buddha's words. Nature mirrored his teachings, effortlessly blending chaos and calm, holding lessons for those willing to observe and learn. The Bodhi tree stood waiting, its shade welcoming our return, holding the serenity of timeless teachings within its leaves. Settling beneath its branches, Buddha looked upon me kindly, his presence grounding my restless thoughts into fertile peace. Know this, he said, his voice rich like the earth. Ripples are fleeting. Wisdom lies in the stillness beyond their reach. I sat in silence, every moment under Buddha's guidance becoming a seed planted deep within my searching heart. The sun climbed higher, its rays piercing through the tree's leaves, illuminating our surroundings with golden radiance. Buddha's teachings became the morning's heartbeat, pulsating through every breeze, ripple, and word spoken under the ancient tree. May this wisdom guide you always, Buddha said gently. Like the stream flowing ceaselessly toward its destined path, I bowed in gratitude, feeling the weight of resistance lifting, replaced by a quiet resolve to embrace life's rhythms. The morning ended, but Buddha's words lingered, carving pathways through my mind, leading me toward awakening and understanding. Each ripple in my heart now felt like a teacher, revealing lessons I had long resisted or failed to notice. Under Buddha's guidance, the stream's wisdom became my own, empowering me to navigate life's currents with renewed purpose. Life's ripples no longer scared me, but invited exploration, unveiling truths hidden within their transient beauty. Buddha's teachings resonated beyond words, transforming my perceptions of chaos and calm, acceptance and resistance. The Bodhi tree bore witness, its roots intertwined with the earth's timeless wisdom, supporting us in our journey. Stillness comes through surrender, not conquest. Buddha's final words lingered, their simplicity profound, their truth eternal. Leaving Jetavana, I carried Buddha's voice within, his teachings illuminating my path through the ripples of life. Another day, another lesson awaited as I walked through the shaded groves of Jetavana, seeking Buddha's wisdom. Under the canopy of ancient trees, Buddha sat near a quiet fire, his gaze steady, reflecting boundless compassion. A villager approached, his face carved by anguish, hands trembling as if carrying invisible burdens too heavy to bear. Master, the man began, his voice quivering, my brother has betrayed me. His actions echo within, and I cannot find peace. Buddha motioned gently for the man to sit, his presence soothing as the stillness of the forest around them. Tell me, Buddha said softly, what shapes the pain you feel? Is it the act, or your grasp on it? The villager stared into the flames, the question stirring thoughts he had yet to confront in the shadow of his anger. Both, the man finally whispered. The act ignited the pain, but my thoughts keep feeding the fire. Master, Buddha nodded, as if affirming the man's realization. Our minds are like tinder, ready to ignite when sparks of attachment fall. He reached for a branch and placed it in the fire, watching the flames leap momentarily before settling. Forgiveness, Buddha said, is not about absolving another's wrongs, but about freeing oneself from the chains of bitterness. The villager's shoulders tensed. But Master, how can one forgive when the wound remains open? The betrayal still fresh? Close your eyes, Buddha instructed, his tone gentle yet firm, guiding the man inward to confront his own suffering. Picture your brother, Buddha continued. Imagine his actions, the pain they caused. Hold them tightly in your grasp. The man's fists clenched, his breath quickening, as the image of his brother filled his mind, stirring hurt and anger. Now, Buddha said, imagine a shadow cast by the flame. Can you reach out and grasp it with your hands? The man's brows furrowed, his fists loosening as confusion and curiosity vied for space in his heart. No. Master, the man replied, his voice tinged with frustration. Shadows cannot be held, for they are intangible. Buddha smiled faintly. The wrongs others do are like shadows. We cannot hold them, yet we let them bind us. The fire crackled softly, punctuating the silence as the man's thoughts churned, peeling back layers of his resistance. What you feel, Buddha explained, is a reflection of attachment. You cling not to the act, but to its shadow. The man opened his eyes, his expression shifting between clarity and hesitation, his grip on his grievances loosening gradually. But the pain lingers. Master, the man admitted, his voice low, as though confessing a truth he feared to face. Buddha nodded once more, his presence reassuring. Pain, like wind, passes through. To block it is to create unnecessary resistance. Yet, Buddha continued, holding on to pain transforms it into suffering, a weight that grows heavier the longer it is carried. The villager's hands opened fully, palms upturned, as if surrendering to the truth of Buddha's words. His posture softening, Buddha added another log to the fire, watching the flames embrace it, the crackling merging with the sounds of the grove. Forgiveness is not weakness, Buddha stated, but strength born from understanding the nature of suffering and choosing to release it. The man's eyes began to glisten with unshed tears, emotions entangling within him as the weight began to lift. Master, the man said, I wish to forgive, but my heart hesitates. How do I take the first step? Start by seeing your brother as he is, Buddha advised, a being bound by ignorance. Like all of us, we are all capable of harm, Buddha continued. Yet within each of us lies the potential for compassion and growth. The man gazed at the fire, its glow reflecting in his eyes, symbolizing the light of newfound understanding. Master, the villager said, his voice steadier, your words bring peace, yet the wound feels deep. Will it truly heal? Buddha's eyes softened, carrying the weight of timeless wisdom. Healing comes with patience, like a river carving its path through stone. The heart, Buddha said, learns forgiveness through practice, by letting go a little each day, until freedom replaces the wound. A quiet breeze rustled the leaves, carrying Buddha's words outward, as if nature itself bore witness to this exchange. Forgive not to absolve your brother, Buddha concluded, but to liberate yourself from the shadow that clings to your soul. The villager rose slowly, bowing deeply before Buddha, his gratitude unspoken yet profoundly felt in the serenity of his demeanor. As the man departed, I remained seated, absorbing the scene, the teachings weaving into my own understanding of forgiveness. Buddha turned toward me, his gaze steady, the firelight casting gentle shadows across his face, illuminating his infinite compassion. Have you faced such shadows in your own heart? Buddha asked, his words piercing through layers of my unspoken thoughts. I hesitated, then nodded. Yes, Master. The shadows linger, though I strive to let them dissolve with awareness and acceptance. Buddha's smile radiated warmth. The path to forgiveness is universal, yet each step is uniquely yours to take and learn. He leaned forward, adding a final log to the fire. Remember, the shadow does not define you, nor does the fire. I closed my eyes, meditating on his words, the crackling fire providing a rhythmic anchor to my wandering thoughts. The grove fell silent, the lessons of the day etched into the stillness, a chapter of growth now complete. When I opened my eyes, the fire had burned low, its embers glowing softly like the wisdom Buddha shared. Buddha rose, his movements deliberate and graceful. Carry this understanding with you. For forgiveness is the seed of inner peace. As I followed him back toward the Bodhi tree, the shadows seemed less menacing, their presence no longer a burden. The sun set beyond the horizon, its light fading but leaving behind the glow of a lesson learned and embraced. The evening air embraced us, the grove alive with the quiet sounds of nature settling into its rhythm of balance. Under the tree, Buddha paused, turning to me. Ripples in the mind will fade. Forgiveness is the stream that guides them. With these final words, he sat, eyes closed, his silence speaking volumes as the night wrapped around us like a cocoon. I sat beside him, the weight of my own shadows dissolving, replaced by the lightness of understanding and the promise of peace. Another day. Another sunrise cast golden hues across the lotus pond, where Buddha gathered his disciples in quiet anticipation. The disciples sat in silent reflection, absorbing the profound interplay between balance and compassion, equanimity and active engagement. Subhuti questioned softly. Look closely at the lotuses, Buddha began, his voice steady. Where do these beautiful flowers find their origin? In the mud, Master, a disciple replied, his gaze fixed on the vibrant blooms floating delicately above the still water. Indeed, Buddha said with a faint smile. These blossoms rise from the mud, untainted, reaching toward the light above. The disciples leaned closer, observing the flowers, each beginning to sense the metaphor hidden within Buddha's quiet lesson. Buddha stepped forward, his hands gesturing toward the pond. This, too, is the journey of the human spirit, he said. We are born into the mud of ignorance, craving, and aversion, he continued. Yet, within us lies the seed of awakening. The disciples exchanged glances, pondering his words, their curiosity urging them to delve deeper into the heart of the teaching. A young disciple asked, Master, if the mud is our beginning, does it not weigh us down, binding us forever? Buddha's eyes softened as he responded, the mud nourishes the lotus, just as challenges nourish growth and transformation within us. The mud clings, he acknowledged, but it also offers the nutrients needed for the lotus to bloom. Embrace its gift. He knelt by the water, gently touching a stem. See how the flower is untouched by the mud below. The disciples nodded, marveling at how the lotus retained its purity despite emerging from such humble and murky origins. This is your potential, Buddha said, rising gracefully, to rise above ignorance while being shaped and strengthened by life's trials. A disciple hesitated before speaking. Master, what if the mud feels too heavy, trapping us, preventing growth and freedom? Buddha turned, his expression filled with compassion. The mud is heavy only if you carry it. Release attachment, and you rise. The lotus does not resist the mud, Buddha continued. It grows through it, allowing the sunlight to guide its ascent. His words carried a profound simplicity, offering guidance that resonated deeply, piercing through doubts and fears within the disciples' hearts. Master, another disciple asked, how do we know if we are growing, or if the mud has ensnared us? Buddha's gaze met the disciples. Growth begins with awareness. Know the mud, but do not let it define your essence. Awareness is like sunlight, Buddha explained, illuminating the path, nurturing your spirit, and revealing the possibilities beyond your present struggles. The disciples listened intently, each reflecting on their own lives, their challenges, and the inner growth they sought. Do not curse the mud, Buddha said, his voice gentle yet firm, for it is part of the lotus journey. He gestured toward a wilted bloom on the water's surface. Even this, though fading, enriches the pond and future blossoms. Everything has its purpose, Buddha continued. Even the decay of one flower contributes to the life of another. Such is interconnectedness. The disciples began to see the pond as a microcosm of existence, a mirror reflecting the truths of their own lives. Master, I ventured, what if we fear the mud's embrace? Its ability to pull us into despair and ignorance? Buddha's eyes met mine, radiating kindness. Fear is natural, but it is also an illusion, like a shadow without substance. To rise above fear, he continued, embrace it as part of the journey, for courage is found in moving through it. His words felt like a soothing balm, dissolving the tension within me, filling the void with clarity and quiet strength. Buddha motioned toward a cluster of lotuses, their petals shimmering in the sunlight. See how each flower opens differently. Some bloom quickly, he said, while others take time. Growth is not a race. Trust your own rhythm and path. The disciples nodded, reassured by his wisdom, their hearts opening like the lotuses before them. Accepting their unique journeys, Buddha's voice carried a timeless truth as he spoke. Within every heart lies a lotus waiting to bloom, untouched by mud. This lotus, he added, is your true nature, pure, radiant, and connected to the infinite light of compassion and wisdom. A disciple bowed deeply. Master, your words reveal much. But how do we embody this wisdom amidst life's chaos and attachments? Begin with mindfulness, Buddha said, his tone serene. Observe without judgment, accept without clinging, and respond with compassion and wisdom. Mindfulness, he explained, is the bridge between the mud and the bloom, grounding you while guiding your ascent toward awakening. The group fell silent, the weight of Buddha's words settling like gentle rain, nourishing the seeds of understanding within them. As the sun climbed higher, the light danced on the water's surface, mirroring the inner illumination ignited by Buddha's teachings. Buddha turned to the disciples, his expression peaceful yet purposeful. Remember, every step through the mud is part of blooming. Embrace each moment, he concluded, for even the mud holds beauty and lessons, guiding you closer to your true nature. The disciples bowed, their hearts full of gratitude, each carrying the wisdom of the lotus into their own lives. I lingered by the pond, watching the lotuses, their journey from mud to light, now a symbol of my own path. Buddha's teachings resonated within me, unfolding like petals, revealing layers of truth I had yet to fully comprehend. The pond, once an ordinary body of water, now pulsed with meaning, its ripples carrying the essence of Buddha's wisdom. Returning to the Bodhi tree, the disciples and I settled beneath its shade, the day's lesson fresh in our minds. Buddha sat quietly, his presence radiating calm, his silence conveying the depth of the teachings far beyond spoken words. The breeze rustled the leaves, nature's gentle applause for the wisdom imparted, echoing the harmony of existence itself. In that stillness, I felt the journey of the lotus within me, its petals slowly unfolding toward the light of truth. Buddha's final words lingered in my mind. Be like the lotus, my friend. Rise, bloom, and embody the purity of your essence. As the day ended, the pond's reflection mirrored the sky, a testament to the interconnectedness of all things in life. Thank you for watching. Buddha's teachings are always with you. Subscribe to our channel and we will see you in the next video.